Hello there, folks. Hey, this is Joe Wazoo here. Hey, in this video, I'm going to do a little bit of OPC UA work. And what I'm going to do here is set up a DA70 or DA50 to talk as an OPC UA client to another product that's already acting as a server. But my purpose of the video is to show you that your laptop or your PC has to be connected to that network where the server is, because Crimson has to reach out and grab those tags. And I'm going to show this using Wireshark as well. So here I've got my OPC UA server. It's up and running. I got a bunch of tags being generated here, some other things. Notice the IP address of the server is 192.168.222.20. Just kind of remember that. I'll come back to that anyway. So I'm going to use a DA70 for this. So I'll go File, New, and I'm going to select the DA70 because that's what I have. And I wonder if I can do this. Can I do this? Okay. Well, that's not what I wanted. Let me go here, DA70, hit the pull down. I believe I have this one right here. So it's group 3 or 4. That's fine. We'll go okay. All right. So here it is. Now, let me make this bigger so that we just see this for our video. Perfect. All right. So on the left, I always start off here in device configuration. Notice Ethernet 1 is set up here. I'm going to actually use Ethernet 2 because default out of the box from the factory, usually, it has this IP address for Ethernet 2. This one's already set up that way. That's what I use. We'll be good with that. So I'll leave that alone. All right. On the left, I'm going to go to Communications. And in Communications, I'm going to slide down, click on Protocol 1. I'm going to go ahead and click the pick button here, and it's going to show us all the drivers, whatever here. However, I'm going to slide down to OPC UA right here, and you can see I have a client. So this unit is going to be the client to the DA30 that's acting as a server, or Delta V, or whatever else that thing might be that's a OPC UA server. It's already there. So I'm going to click OK here. All right. Now over here on the left where it says device 1, if this was a Delta V controller, you could call it that. In this case, it's a DA30, and I'm going to put in number 20 at the end because the IP address of that unit, according to that page, which is right here, is 192.168.222.20. So I'm going to put that right here, 192.168.222.20. Okay. Notice, team, that the default IP address, or the default port number for OPC UA is 4840. If your known OPC UA server is a different number, change that. But in this case, everything's stock. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do, or at least I hope I'm going to do, I'm going to use Crimson. If I slide down, I'm going to use Crimson to attempt to connect to my local network and see if it can extract from the OPC UA server, which is the DA30, the tags, and that'll create the driver. But I have to be connected to that network. So I'm going to open up my DOS prompt. Whoops, let me go ahead and start a new one. So let me go open up DOS prompt, CMD, boom. All right, here we go. And I'll show you something. I'm going to type ipconfig because I am wired in to my local network. If you look, team, does that show up? This right here is my local wired port. Notice that the IP address of my laptop is 192.168.222.123. I am on the same network as everything else. Now, this stuff down here is my Wi-Fi and other stuff. We don't need to look at that, but that's all right. But down here now, even before I go to the test, I'm going to type ping space and the IP address of the server, which is 192.168.222.20. Boom, hit enter. I can see it. Now, if the IP address of that server was a different number, I can hit the up arrow. Maybe it's 21. Notice I go to look at 21. There's nothing there, so it doesn't work. So if this is where you're at and you're trying to talk to it, you got a problem right here with your network. Even before you get to even further down my video, then you got to stop right here and go, I can't get to that thing, at least at that IP address. So there's a problem 1. That's an issue. All right, you figure that out. But I'm going to go ahead and shrink that down. So back here at Crimson, I haven't saved this file or nothing. I'm literally just building this. But if I slide down over here, this button right here, download data model from device, when I click that button, Crimson's going to go out and use a tool called OPC UA Browse, I think it is, and it's going to find or try to get the stuff from that guy. Now, also in this demo, I do not have a certificate set up. I don't have a username. I have my server set up here as anonymous. It's completely open. So this is a whole nother story, but we got to try this to see if this works. Now, I'm going to use Wireshark from my PC to see if I can monitor some of that traffic before it even, just to see what happens. So if I go fire up Wireshark, here's Wireshark, and can I make this, hold on team, let me shrink this so you can see this. So here's Wireshark, and first when you open it up, you got to tell it what connection. So I'm connected to my network using this TP link thing. I'll double click here, and if you look right away, you're already seeing traffic going across because it's getting all the traffic on my Ethernet port. But I want to focus on only the OPC UA traffic. So up here where it says filter, I'm going to put in OPC, and look, it already has a filter for that. So once I put in OPC UA, hit enter, I'm not doing OPC traffic right now. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll stop this. Let me start it back up. This button here starts capturing. So I'm not going to say continue here. All right, notice there's no traffic. Well, there's packets, but there's no OPC UA traffic going on here. Okay, so back here, I'm going to, let me see if I can I shrink this down? Apparently I can't make it any smaller. All right, and then if I do this, let's see here, team. Can I shrink this down? I want you to see this at the same time. Okay, oops, I don't know what I did there. All right, where's my little button? Here's my button right here. So let me start the traffic over again because it was getting a bunch of stuff. Let's start it again. Say continue without saving. It should be recording. Watch, I'm going to click this button. Let's see what it does here. Oops, did I click it? There we go. I clicked it. It's asking me to save. I'll call it whatever. All right. Notice, team, when I did that, and I'll stop this down here now. If I go back to Wireshark, make this big, you can see there's a number of packets that it caught over the OPC UA from my PC to the server. Notice the IP address here is from my PC to the server because it went out and it set up a connection and it read back a bunch of tags. Okay, at least that's what I think it did. Pretty sure it did, but there it is. So I'm going to go ahead and shrink that down. That's a nice way to debug. And then back here at my DA70 here. Okay, so in theory, apparently I've got the tags. Now let's try something. If I go over here to the left, go over here to data tags, I'm going to go ahead and create a tag. I'll leave it tag 1 here. Let me just change it to tag 1. If I hit the pull down right here where it says source, there's that DA30 I just set up. Now watch this. If I click on this, boom, I have access to the OPC UA node information. And in this case, if I expand the V1 table and go to data tags, I have all the tags that are coming from that unit. So if I want to look at, for instance, tag 1, let me go back here to this server. See how tag 1, I'm just generating random numbers. There's tag 1 information. So if I come over here, I'm going to find, here's tag 1 right here. I don't know why they're not in order, but who cares? But I'll click on tag 1, I'll click OK. That's that guy. Now we want to see if this works. So I'll go over here to display pages. That's a really small screen. I don't know why I got so. Hold on, let me fix this screen. Let me go over here. Why it's so small, I don't know. And if I go here to general settings, I'll pick a bigger screen, maybe that guy. I'll click hardware, commit, and then it'll rebuild. And now if I go over here, here's my generic screen. I'll go to the right side. I'm going to grab this thing and drag it out just for giggles. I'll go ahead and make it a little bigger, make the font bigger, bold it. Okay, that looks good. We're going to test it. So since this is a DA70, I always go to my web server. I like to use the TCP rather than TLS. And then I go to features. I enable my remote control. And then I like the bare displayed scaled. Okay, looks good. Let me go save this program before I download. File, save as. Let me put it where I can find it. Today I'm doing OPC UA testing, so give me a second, team. I can't spell OPC right here. And this is my thing. Okay, so this is my DA70. There you go. And I'll call this my OPC UA Client, because that's what it is. And the IP address of this guy at the end is 222. All right, now I got that saved. I'm going to go Link, Options, hit the Find button. And this is the one I'm going to use. I want to download this. I'll say OK. Click OK. All right, let's go Shazam. Here we go. Say yes. It might ask you for a username, password. Remember, the username is admin. The password is on the sticker inside. Since I already downloaded this before, it's already entered. But if it's first time for you, you put it on it's on the side of the unit. All right, now that I did that, let me go ahead and open a new tab here. And in my new tab, I'll put in 192.168.222.222. Enter. Let me make this guy move it over here. Hit remote view. Look, that number, you can't really tell, but it's the same as that one. So it's updating right there. The key to this video, quite simply, is that when you go to communications and you click the button here that says download data model, you've got to be on the same network. You've got to be able to ping that device that's the server and make sure your port number's open. If you can't ping it and the port number's not open, you're not going to get anywhere. So if you saw me use Wireshark, oops, not that guy. Where's my Wireshark? Right here. You saw me use Wireshark here to show that traffic. So that's pretty cool. That's all I really want to do in this video. And that's about it. So, hey, thanks a lot, folks. Have a good day. See you later. If you want a copy of the any database, send me a note. My file name's right here for this one. And then I also have the file name up here for the other one. Send me a note, and I'll get back to you. Thanks, team. Gotta go. Phone call.